welcome back to another Tera Plays Tera video. Alright, so in today's video we are going to go over quite a few things about Tera Console and Season 2. This video is going to be kind of a mix of a video I recorded a while back. That will be the end half of the video of me going over the season gear, dismantling Season 1 gear, buying stuff from the shop, and then talking about Season 2, the first half. It's just kind of going over. Now, Season 2 has been out for almost a month, and I do apologize I haven't been able to record or post videos as quickly. Work has just been very hectic lately. On top of, I've been almost more focused on grinding my off time instead of recording and creating content. So with that though, Season 2 has had a lot of changes, and I'm going to kind of briefly go over all those changes. So to dive into this video, let's talk about the vanguards of Season 2. Acheron's Inferno Hard is a raid where you can get the new Annihilation mask. These masks are interesting. If you get technically a perfect rolled one or a better rolled one than your Bahar mask, they're great, but if you have a really good Bahar mask, getting these masks aren't probably the best thing to use. It just depends on your situation. Hagufna Hard is the 900. This is basically replacing CAAHM. By the end of May, we should receive RK9 Hard, and then in batch 133, we should receive Rampaging RK9 / Last Stand. Patch 132 is going to be coming out at the end of May with RK9 Hard, and you can see this is where you obtain the Alexanderite design as well as fully built Dark Shard weapon and armor stones, as well as Dark Shard of red and blue magic. So you are going to want to run Hagufna Hard and above just to get the materials. Chaos Ice Throne gives you the materials to craft the bigger ones, and Timescape Hard also gives you the materials to craft the bigger ones, plus the Disenchantment Neutralizer, which you will also need to craft those higher tier to enchant your weapon, and we'll go over all of that. RK9 has officially came out. This took about a week or two to be released. This is kind of why I wanted to wait to post this video, and I had to re-record everything a few times because they kept making a lot of changes. Timescape Hard and Acheron's Inferno had major bugs to where you could just permanently stun every boss, and then it was just a big sandbag dungeon. And then once they fixed that, Timescape Hard had other issues where you couldn't stun them during their important stun mech, which basically made the dungeon uncompletable unless you had enough burn to actually 1 burn most of the bosses, or 2 burn it before major mechanics went off. All of those issues have been resolved in the last 4 weeks. I gotta give it to the dev team. Every time I hit them with a new issue, they said they'd look into it. Within about 24 hours, they looked into it, and they had a solution to fix it. So now Timescape Hard is able to be completed as it's correctly. It is fixed. Acheron's Inferno Hard is fixed. All these issues. Hagufna was taking like top teams 8 minutes, slower teams 20-30 minutes to clear. They added extra stigma weaknesses onto these upper level dungeons. So the dev team is doing amazing work. Again, between my workload, between my just trying to grind and understand the patch before releasing a video, has led to this large delay, and just a delay of me posting content is mostly on me. But with that, I feel this video has a lot more information, which is great. Nightmare Hagufna, which is the normal mode, Ice Throne normal mode, and Dark Reach Citadel Hard all drop the Disenchantment Neutralizers. We'll get into why that's important in a bit. Also, Democron's Factory Hard Demo Factory hard, you do have to set your group to a raid. It is a 7-man raid. Honestly, if people are high enough, you can easily complete this as a 5-man, but you still gotta switch it over to a raid group. And then Dark Ridge Citadel, Timescape, Demo, and, you know, Ravenous Gorge are all the low tier. Basically, you farm this to get, you know, your gear up to Kaya's, and then all that good stuff. So that is the dungeon changes. Let's go over crafting real quick for the Dark Shard weapon enhancements. Basically, you will need 10 Dark Shard of Red Magic or 10 of the blue ones to craft one big boy. If it crits, you get an extra one. You need 5 Disenchantment Neutralizers. You need 500 Annihilation Dust. And then you need 10,000 crafting kits. And that allows you to craft one of these. You will, again, on release, the skill needed was 800. They have dropped that down to 500. So you will need Smelting Artisan to craft these, as well as you will need Processing Artisan to craft the Dark Shard armor. Once you have that, you can come over to any specialty merchant and you can pick up the designs for a little under 500k. And once you craft them, you are good. As far as alchemy goes, you will have to be mastered in alchemy, and you'll have to get the Alexanderite. It costs 10 diamonds and 10,000 crafting kits to craft the Alexanderites. And all of this material is just to enchant your Annihilation +9 here. So I was able to get my swords to go to +10 when I hit enchant. To get from 10 to 11, the gold is actually very low. Fluorite Niveate Stones is also very low. I appreciate that these are more manageable. Alexanderite for 9 to 10 was only 1. For 10 to 11, it's 2. Dark Shard Weapon Enhancement Stone, it was 5. Then it goes up to 15. I can't say for anything past because I just haven't really, you know, it takes a while to grind these Dark Shard Weapon Enhancement Stones. If you have a ton of diamonds, Alexanderite is actually really easy to get as far as actually crafting them, but it's just receiving that recipe from Hagufna hard. And the developers, when I was talking to them, with a full team of 5, it should take anywhere from 50 up to 200 runs to see one design. I basically bought one off the trade broker because I saw it at a decent price that I was willing to pay, and of course after I bought one, my group of course got one. So luckily we have 2 designs to the group. If you're running with a static, honestly just one person needs it, and you can all fund the materials through your group's skill bank and have one person craft them. Crafting them really isn't that bad. It's, you know, 10 diamonds, 10,000. Production points is 800. 800 is almost nothing now, especially since you can have 42,000. And I don't know if I have any of them, but the dungeons drop Shining Elenu tiers. I don't have one. I have one in my guild bank. The Shining Elenu tiers, I get almost one every 1/4 Hagufna hard run. I think it's not a share drop, so I think someone else in my group is getting them as well. And basically it restores 10,000 points for one pot. So if you have 4 of them, you can restore your points from 0 all the way up to 40,000, which is just a ton of crafting points. I mean, crafting is definitely in a fantastic spot. The next thing to cover is, I guess, since we were going over Annihilation weapon, Annihilation armor is very similar to the weapon. It's a bit cheaper. Takes 1 Alexanderite, 5 stones, and yeah, you could just basically craft these and enchant your Annihilation armor. I will make the future video covering what's better, Annihilation or growth gear. This is gonna depend on a few things, but stay tuned for a future video where I go over all of that good stuff. Annihilation jewelry has also came out, and they've merged all the jewelry. So no matter what jewelry you're running, if you were running crit before, now you get the power and crit boost on both of them. And basically all jewelry gets a small boost. As you can see, we'll take the necklace. For instance, my necklace has 23 power, 14 crit factor. If I go down to a Kaya's Fury necklace, it's 22 power, 44 crit factor. So there is a slight boost in crit and power by about 1 power to crit. As well as when you get your Annihilation necklace and belt, you get an increase of 10% skill damage plus 20% increased healing for healers. That is your Abyssal. So when you used to pop your Abyssal or Kaya's draw, you would get that 10% damage. So basically upgrading your necklace and belt gives you a permanent Abyssal throughout the rest of the fight. You just get a flat additional 10% damage. The Brooch as well is an additional power to crit factor. The Brooch effect is a bit better. It's like extra 5 strength, I think an extra 10 crit, and all of those stats go up by a little bit. And the rings and earrings have an additional stat. Once you get 2 of them, you get increased attack speed by 1.5. So if you had 2 Annihilation rings and you had 2 Kaya's rings, you would have that 3%, just like if you had 4 Kaya's. So as long as you save up enough material to get 2 Kaya's jewelry up to Annihilation at one time, you basically keep the same attack speed. And then once you get a third, piece of set, you get the 1.5 plus 3%, so that's 4.5. That's basically the same as running full Kaya's. So yes, you would lose your Kaya's attack speed, but you gain that additional attack speed on the third thing. And then once you get the fourth item, well, you get an additional cooldown by 1%. So realistically, upgrading Kaya's jewelry to Annihilation, you want to make sure you save enough materials so that you can instant pop 2 of them to Annihilation. You will have to re-etch them, so of course whatever etchings you have, be prepared to lose on all of that stuff. And then yeah, that's just about it. XP, you can grind out the XP. I would recommend it. I think I didn't grind it out, but I lost like 80 mil gold worth of gold and materials just to get my Annihilation. I think my circlet stole the most. This thing was the most disgusting upgrade. It took so much material. But that's where I would recommend, if you're not stacked on resources, definitely farm out that item XP if you haven't. That is the majority for gear and all of that stuff. So yeah, I believe I covered everything. We'll roll into the video now where I am talking about this Guardian Legion shop and what's worth to buy and go over all of that good stuff. Now that I know that both of these are empty and I have everything ready, I'm going to dismantle all 4 pieces of my season gear because they are no longer usable, and I get the total amount of tokens. And you could come here and buy whatever you want with your tokens. Me personally, I'm probably going to spend it all on card XP. Yeah, I'm going to spend it all on card XP. And then I'll figure out what I want to spend it on after that later. But the reason I'm spending it all on card XP is because there are some tokens. I forgot to open those. That's great. Sorry. Distracted. I'm tired. There are tokens, of course, this Transcendence Training Book Exchange coin that you saw in there, or that we talked about. Basically, this lets you pick anything you want, so you could pick Iron Mace 3, and that will be your top roll on that pet it is going to re-roll your bottom 3 rolls. So basically this is a guaranteed Iron Mace or Corrosion pet, or whatever you want for your pet. You can guarantee do the top roll. And you know what? Book Iron Mace 3. I'm going to pick that one. And we're going to re-roll my one pet, and we'll test it together. Because I think... yeah, you're my Iron Mace pet, and I don't really care for your thing. So the passive activation rate is... that's silly. So we know that I'm going to get Iron Mace 3 out of this. And if I trade... well, I got Iron Mace 3 still. But the damage rolls are worse. So... keep it. And then, yeah, that's no different than training your pet. Now, if I train it, I got to pick, you know, Iron Mace. I got to keep my old roll. So that is kind of nice if you do want to, like, let's say I wanted to try and get... well, what's... Maltese is the one that I've been running. If I do want to try to get Maltese to have Iron Mace 3 with a good bottom roll, I can still, it seems like, pick my Suppression 2 roll and keep my... whatever that is, 27% damage for attack speed. But that's basically it. Make sure you exchange your stuff. Make sure you buy what you want. You can buy those from there. The premium ones are, that is character. So I bought one on my brawler. I didn't want to buy one on here. I put it in the bank. You can bank them. These are account based. I did buy one on my brawler. It is bankable. Basically, you exchange one of those tokens so that no one has to waste their points. You can exchange one of those tokens on any etching that you want that is strictly for, you know, weapon, armor, all of that stuff. It's not anything else. It's not jewelry. I was hoping it was gonna include jewelry. It is not. So yeah, that's it. Also, dungeon reset scrolls, dungeons have been updated. Be careful of which ones you buy. Eternal, I have no clue which one that's for. Ice Throne, Ice Throne's currently not here. That's probably Timescape normal. Arcanine Hangar dungeon reset scroll, that's probably for Arcanine. Arena, that's one of the arenas, probably the easier one. Ice Throne, instance reset, Ice Throne. Turnibus, Stronghold dungeon. These are really named weird. So reset Velona's time space. What was the other one that said reset Velona's? Roll to reset Warp Velona's. So that's Timescape hard, where Velona's space time dungeon, that's Timescape normal. I think it's just, okay, they just have it in reverse order. So this is the hardest dungeon, and as you go down, it becomes easier and easier. Arcanine hard is obviously not here yet, and Rampaging Arcanine are not on this list yet either. I would recommend, if you do plan on spamming any of these dungeons, buy these resets now. The devs have mentioned that in about 2 weeks, they are going to double or triple these prices. And yeah, therefore, if you know you want to spam, you know, Hagufna, buy them while they're cheaper. Honestly, the double and triple price isn't bad. Even if they triple this one, like, it's a little high. But the nice thing is that all dungeons are going to drop resets. I know it doesn't show it in this list. If it did, I missed it. But there is planned for dungeons to drop their own reset scrolls. So with that, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask me in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer everything I can. Hopefully the devs will work on fixes. Like I said, I know there's some bugs with Ninja and Gunner. I know there's a bug with, obviously, you know, Arcanine and Ice Throne, both Ice Thrones not being in the game. All of this stuff is hopefully planned to be fixed by next update, and hopefully that is before next month. But again, the best way to check any of that stuff is join the community Discord. With that, that's about it. Consider subscribing if you aren't. If you are, I appreciate it. Helps me make more content. Let's try to get to 800. We're pretty close. Other than that, like the video. Yeah, I'm out of it, yo. Alright, well, I hope to see you in Aboria. Bye!